Hello everybody, welcome back to Survival Chances Slim, our maximum difficulty oxygen not included. Let's play probably a shorter stream today. It's the weekend, so my girlfriend's coming by, and whenever she comes by, that's basically when the stream is going to end. And so there might be, kind of like yesterday, a sort of abrupt ending to the stream. Hopefully that isn't too big of an issue, but I figured I wanted to get a little bit more progress done today, because I'd really like to uncover this saltwater geyser, and if I can, explore upwards and find the gravitas center somewhere up here. It looks like this is kind of one of the troughs of the space biome, so maybe it goes up to like around here. Either way, I kind of like to get up here and try and find the gravitas center, strip it for parts. Getting steel will be very important because getting steel means we can build parts that will be able to survive at the temperature that this water is coming out at. If not, then we'll either need to put in some sort of cooling solution, or we will need to probably dig out to one of these oil biomes, grab up the iron ore. In fact, is there iron ore in this biome? Because this one's at a little better of a temperature. No iron ore at all in this one, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, if we can get ourselves some steel, either by refining the little bits of iron ore that we have over here, or by simply taking it from the gravitas center, that'll help us a great deal in taming the saltwater geyser. Otherwise, the solution is like a lot of dirt temp shift plates in this area, full layer of insulation. I mean, we can actually maybe just use this abyssalite as our sort of insulation on one end of it. I think this fossil is ultimately what caused a lot of this to heat up. Something like that. Little bits of stuff outside of the oil biome. In any case, we want to dig out an area for desalination and for cooling. So we're kind of digging out over here. And we also want to be continuing digging out over here. So let's go ahead and work a little bit on that. Like so. And say priority 7 on this stuff. And yeah, just try and get this area a little bit colder. It doesn't have to be that cold, right? I'm fine if this area is around 60 degrees. I just want to get the air temperature down from like 80 degrees, where it causes a lot of problems for us. A lot of that is also just taking a lot of this debris and kind of letting it settle somewhere. So if we can, I don't know, maybe dig out to say here, have all the debris settle down to this layer right here, and then build another layer of insulation right on top of that, I think we'll be fine. And then temperatures get a little bit less bad over here, so potentially we could just connect up these areas and have just one big industrial area, especially once we get this oil going. We found a slickster in one of the oil biomes that we explored, and so we have stolen its egg and brought it back here, and now it is almost halfway done incubating. Once we get slicksters going, then we actually don't even need, technically, the saltwater geyser. We'll be water positive just with this process that we started at the beginning right over here, because all this CO2 that we're generating right now, we're sending through these carbon skimmers and just having it deleted. But in the future, we'll be able to send it down to these slicksters, get oil out of it, and then run the oil back through our petroleum generators and get more stuff that way. Also, apparently, when we ended, we had a printing pod activation available. So we're going to start off by doing that, I believe. What do we got for us? Ice. Ice looks pretty good. Yeah, ice looks actually really fantastic. We're already at 25 duplicates. So I've kind of met that goal of 25 duplicates by cycle 100. And are any of these guys at all any good? I mean, they're okay. Athletics, strength, excavation with a negative trait that doesn't matter. That's perfect. Twinkle toes, sure. Increased athletics. This is all fine, but I think ice is something that we're definitely willing to kind of take a break from printing duplicates to grab. That and like other important species, right? If we found Drecos or something, that would be a really big deal. So let's go ahead and print out the ice. I also kind of want to make sure we have a little bit more bedding down. Space is definitely an issue though for a lot of this. Let's go ahead and dig out through here, and we'll actually just start setting up beds. Let's go furniture, cots. Granite cots, boom, 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 boom. Slap down some more cots. Let's also go ahead and say granite tile right here. Nope, I need to uproot this first. Sure. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So yeah, we definitely want to make a lot more progress towards getting to the saltwater geyser. I know a lot of this area is really hot, which is kind of bad for us, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely we are getting there. And let's extend this also down a little bit. Yeah, oxygen-wise, we're staying okay. We have our electrolyzers running at a reasonable rate. We definitely want to take that ice, actually, right now and cool down these areas. Irrigation is what's slowing these down. Sure. Let's go ahead and get that ice into our system, actually. So utilities, temp shift plate, ice, yes. And we're just going to start slapping them down pretty much everywhere, I think is the plan. So slap a couple down here. Maybe one over here. And then boom. Boom. Something like that seems fine to me. And I should have been saying these at a higher priority. 8. 8. 8. Oh my god. 8. And the last one, 8. Okay. Off you go, dupes. Yeah, we definitely want all these ice makers running. We're also willing to just take this ice and dump it straight down into here. Let it cool down that water a little bit. Yeah, cooling is going to be another major issue. Having 2 natural gas geysers going, I think, is helping a lot with keeping our gas reservoir below full, right? Because this is pumping out around 500 grams per second. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a break to pump out some CO2, but these will consume 180, and that'll kind of keep us. That'll help us avoid having to have natural gas in our base, which is not where we want it. Turns off our farms. Not good for us. Definitely prefer to keep it in storage or in this room if there's room, but we want as much natural gas as possible to keep this process going. We have enough water in the system to keep this running, it looks like. These are never running out of water, correct? Okay, so this is all fine as a loop. And it's really just keeping these water sieves online to keep filtering out the CO2. Now that we have the slicksters, we're kind of interested in not producing or not deleting as much CO2. But at the same time, I do need, to keep air pressure down a little bit. And so I think we're going to continue running it until eventually, basically, we're just going to replace these with gas pumps and then run a bunch of gas lines over here. We're not going to have slicksters really going in a big way for a while because we need to just ranch them for a while. Growth halted irrigation. Yeah, we need more polluted water produced by all this stuff. We have all these going at this point, though. And we are going to build up a small supply. Yeah, we're going to slowly build up a supply of ethanol. And once we get like this tank full of ethanol, right, that'll help cover us for when the natural gas geyser eventually turns off. Yeah, we could grab this guy as well and send him down. I don't think it's going to change much of anything because he's going to die of old age before much happens. Yeah, we're slowly getting out here to try and grab some more water or whatever other resources we can get our hands on. But we are most interested with getting this stuff done. To the extent, how about setting these at like priority 8? And we're going to set this one at priority 7. Yeah, getting down to the saltwater geyser is going to be very, very big for us. Being able to do that is what's going to provide a lot of the renewable water for us in the future. Like, we have this slickster thing going eventually, and that solves the problem. But that's still a very kind of slow, grindy process. I want the Let's Play to be a little bit more active, you know? Alright, we go ahead and disable this. Pump less natural gas into our base. Like, we just need to keep the pressure down enough for this natural gas geyser to continue operating. We don't really need any more than that. Let me check on the stream. Okay. Top left. Which guys are you interested in figuring out? We know that this one is a volcano, so that's not super useful. And this one was a gold volcano. So 2 volcanoes. The gold volcano is kind of nice, but it's really, we need gold amalgam as opposed to refined. Ooh, scalding. We need gold amalgam. Ooh, we're digging out some dirt here, which is why this might not be super effective. How quickly are you scalding, Bubbles? Pretty quickly. Okay. Get yourself out of there, then. We'll have someone else replace you. We're almost done with this temp shift plate. This dirt right here is a little bit of a pain, because it means that these temp shift plates are probably going to be relatively hot. We'll live with it. Yeah, let's go ahead and have Bubbles just heal up. Anybody who's hurt, I should have them start healing. More scalding, this time Gossman. Yeah, it's your turn to get burned a little bit, I think. Alright, Gossman. That's enough. Let the next person take over. Yeah, we're looking to dig out here and create a little kind of insulated area where we're going to set up our desalination. That should be pretty helpful. These are all at max gas pressure. That's fine. How's our oxygen coming along? Pretty good. Keeping this layer oxygenated is important. This natural gas pressure is still fine. Growth halted irrigation. Okay. Yeah, let's just crank this back down. How much am I sending through these pipes? Okay. Yeah, let's put this back down all the way to like 500 grams per second. Our oxygen looks fine for the moment. Let's get our irrigation back online. And we're also probably going to need a little bit more in the way of farms relatively soon. Do we cool down this area much at all? A little bit. That's fine. Yeah. Up this priority. Whoops. Space. Ladder. Granite's fine. Priority 7. All of this. Digging out horizontally like this is going to be pretty difficult. Just with all the debris that falls on the ground makes it difficult to cool down this area. Like this is all staying relatively hot because of the debris, which is rough. I guess we can go ahead, we could actually just use scaffolding across all of here. So we could, for example, say dig out all this and just scaffold our way across, and then set up floors later. Maybe that's easier. Yeah, I just want less scalding, because that slows everything down by a lot. We want to give out an order to dig basically at least this far, right? And probably actually down to here. Ladder, granite, probably starting across like so. And we can also set it going across like right here. Wondering what would be easy to deconstruct later. I think this is fine. We'll do something like this. And just try and clear out a lot of this area. Let's also go ahead and say priority 6 on things like these ladders. Definitely want the scaffolding built first. We'll have to pay attention to this area to make sure that they don't trap themselves. But other than that, I think we should be fine. Food is starting to return to stable levels. Let's make sure that we finish up these, though. Yeah, get these mealwood seeds planted, please. Alright, all of them planted. Copy settings across all of here. How are we doing pressure-wise in here? This is still fine. It's getting a little bit high. I'll probably need to turn this gas pump on again at some point and just accept that some natural gas gets out of my base. Yeah, we're waiting on lumber for these. Okay, and now we've cooled down this area by a decent amount. Right, this should keep this relatively cool for a little while. And we'll just keep running these ice makers. In fact, hit it with another dose. What extra ice do I have left? Slap our next one down, say up here. And then we will just grab another one and... yeah, we'll toss it back down over here. Yeah. No, let's do it right here. And I made the same mistake as last time. Temp shift plate. Priority 8. Temp shift plate. Priority 8. We probably need even more ice makers than this in the longer run. We need a lot of ice makers. If ice makers are only producing 4 kilodtus of cooling, growth halted body temperature. Well, I mean, we're kind of getting there with that. I guess one of the things we want to do is just replace this mesh tile with tile again. Something like this. That way the water can go all the way over to here, because that's where a lot of our cooling happens. The temperature plate melts, and then we get the cold water kind of spilling out. And now that we have a filtration system for this, we don't mind it kind of spilling down into here. That's perfectly fine. Whereas before there were problems with that. We didn't have our mechanical filter set up. Yeah, I kind of want to enable this again. We also kind of want to start expanding out our bathrooms now that we're at 25 duplicates. Just having 2 lavatories is a little bit rough. Like, we've given them a lot of downtime to go and do stuff, so... but these lavatories are going to be almost in constant use. Because of the way things are set up right now. Alright, so when this one melts, then the water should spill out through here and lower the body temperature of these. Right, they're too hot by just a shade. Alright, this works fine. How are we coming along over here? Getting up the rest of our insulation. And then eventually we're going to just have to dig out right across here. I don't want to do it right now because I want to open up that debris and get more heat generated over here. Right, all this debris just producing heat in that area that we need to cool down at the moment. Kinda rough. Yeah, Okay. We'll also need to turn on our sort of filtration pumps at some point. Get the natural gas filtered out of our base. How long until this goes dormant? 30.7 cycles. Okay, so we're probably going to need to either expand out our gas storage or just accept a bunch of natural gas in the base. I don't know if I like the idea of just accepting a bunch of natural gas into the base. Seems rough. So what are our options here? This is all reasonable-ish as a temperature, right? Like, this is diggable. It's not something we want in our base, but it's... Once we get out to about here. So maybe we just expand our base a little bit, right? Get rid of this insulating tile, probably all the way up to here. And set up our new layer of insulating tile right here, and then go out, I guess, maybe to here before it gets kind of too hot, and then we end up with some scalding issues. And just kind of expand the base out to incorporate more gas storage, more natural gas generators, probably eventually some oil petroleum generators. I think there's a bug currently where if you try and put in petroleum into a petroleum generator which already has ethanol in it, it just stops running. We don't really want that to happen. But yeah, expanding out the base to kind of increase this industrial sector seems like a good idea. So let's go ahead and... How do we want to do this? I think we want to do this right here, kind of underneath where we have this heavy joint plate right now. That way we aren't kind of mixing these gases in this area. I don't want all my CO2 spilling out in this direction. So deconstruct, deconstruct, dig out, and then we're going to dig out here and say base tile, insulated tile, igneous rock. I want a new layer like right here. And then I want a layer going down to say here. Layer across like this. Wow, I always do this. And let's actually not do this right away. In fact, we're going to have the layer kind of, there'll be two layers. There'll be one where we let debris settle. So I guess we dig down to basically here. And then we will set up our insulating layer right here. Something like this. So igneous rock, boom, boom, just all across here. The debris settles on here, and then we, yeah, separate it out like that. Or we could go down a little bit further. Yeah, let's go down just a little bit further. So we're going to dig out to like here, and we'll set up the layer right here, and then I'll have kind of everything kind of lined up, just so that my my OCD doesn't get too activated by that. So yeah, that plus ladder. We're just going to have a granite ladder, probably, well, Let's just start off with this, I suppose. We'll start off with this, and then we will dig out this area by digging in through here. I think is the plan. Okay. This guy's has no CO2 to eat, so he's not going to drop oil somewhere that I don't want it to go. That's fine. We still probably need just a little bit more mealwood. We also need to start worrying about the heat that's being generated by this water sieve, because now this is like getting close to that 30 degrees where our farms shut off. Once we get to ranching and have kind of gotten to there, then we can actually have a lot of our ranches outside of our base, and we can worry a little bit less about keeping the temperature down, because we will, like, the ranches won't care so much about what the temperature is. The problem with ranching as like a food source early on is that it requires a lot of space, right? Like either 12 or 16 spaces per critter that we have, right? Which is a lot. Because we also need a decent number of critters per duplicant, depending upon what critter it is. You're grabbing igneous rock from here, really? That's the best. Oh, because you're building this over here. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. I was about to say, if she was running up there to grab igneous rock just to build like stuff down here, I would have been a little bit peeved by that. And Let's set priority 6 on like all this, and then priority 7 on the ladders. We just want to make sure nobody... Yeah, scalding is going to be a little bit of an issue. That's fine. You're out. Okay. And send the next one in. Gossman. Just get them all healed up one by one. We're going to need to basically have a conga line going through our med bay to deal with the scalding issues. More food, more oxygen. Yep. So the difficulty changes 4 things. 3 of them are a little bit minor. I mean, I don't know. They do affect the way that you play the game. But one is germ resistance. Our germ resistance is lowered, so exposure to germs more frequently results in disease. The other is that they get less bonuses from having sufficient morale and more debuffs, stress debuffs from having insufficient morale. So you need to care about morale a lot more. But also, in caring about morale, you don't generate as much sort of good for yourself. That you're kind of just, you have to do it because otherwise the penalties are so big. You also get a stress debuff. So our duplicants, for example, where's some random guy? Ashcan here. His stress just sort of by default goes up by 20% per cycle because he's on the highest difficulty, which is counteracted by high morale. But it means that everything just kind of adds to his stress, right? Like the high morale is just enough to counteract the fact that he's frankly depressed. And the big one is that we consume twice as much food as before. So instead of 1,000 kilocalories per cycle, they consume 2,000 kilocalories per cycle, which is why we have such a huge number of farms. And even this is like not quite enough, right? Yeah, because we just don't have very efficient crops, I guess, is part of it, but largely because we just have a lot of mouths to feed, and they're all very hungry mouths. This is not a very efficient layup that we have right here. Kind of, I have not set this up very well. I mean, we can extend out through here. This makes this pathway a little bit awkward, but that's fine. Food, farm tiles, like so. I'm also a little bit worried about getting too close to this side because there's going to be a lot of heat and whatnot here. And let's also just priority 7 these beds. Get more people sleeping in beds. Seems like a plan. We should grab this algae at some point. Just to supply a little bit more oxygen to the base. Like, it's kind of doing the job of providing oxygen right here, which means we can make more progress down in this area more efficiently. Yeah, however many farms are being shut off by this natural gas is kind of what's setting us behind on food, I think. Because otherwise we have enough. I believe. What do I have in terms of gases down here? A lot of natural gas. Okay, we need to turn this back on for sure. And I think we're ready to turn basically this one on as well. Get the natural gas flowing into these again. Get our power back online. I mean, because we're just a little bit short on power with the throttling. I still kind of want to build up a reserve of ethanol, though. Yeah, get this pumping. More natural gas. Filter out a little bit of natural gas from our base, and I think the plan is to just expand out our storage for the natural gas. Yeah, pretty soon the second one will kick on. Okay. Alright. I think we're fine disabling one of these. And that's priority 7 this. To start getting this built. We're going to need more natural gas storage. This thing is still going to be active for another 30 cycles. And I want to get all that natural gas if possible. How are we doing temperature-wise over here? Yeah, still pretty rough. All that debris sitting on the ground. Just keep digging down, I suppose. Like so. Gossman in the triage cot. Getting healed up, taken care of. Unreachable food. How is the food unreachable for you? Are you trapped? No, what's going on here? We are out of food, basically. We need more food. Rough. Alright, well... let's get rid of a pip or two, I suppose. Really? Is it that we're basically close to harvest? And we just need a little bit more food? Because let me see, let me count. I have... 27 times 5, so 135 right here, plus another 14, plus 6, so 20. So 155 in there. This is another 78, right? So 155, 163, 233, plus 5, 238, plus 28. Yeah, I mean, we have enough, right, for 25 duplicates, 10 plants per dupe. Like, we're a little bit over. I think it's just basically that we have a lot of this ready to harvest. Yeah, we're still going to attack that pip. Get a little bit of meat. And also mop up some water. Grab more water for ourselves. And utilities, temp shift plate, ice. Slap down another one, please. Make sure that all these stay nice and cold. Yeah, I think this one is... yeah, they're getting up there. Okay, new printables available. What do we got? Volpup? Nah. Pass on that. Don't really want slow learners. Creativity and medicine's pretty bad. Cuisine and medicine's pretty bad. Ugh, these are all pretty bad. I mean, this guy's got digging, I guess. Which is something. Versus this, which is like a bunch of garbage. A bunch of garbage. That's what you guys are. Yeah, I don't care about a Volpup, though. This doesn't... I mean, I don't know. I guess in terms of ranching, it's... fine. I don't have, like... I need to get the refined metals. This is just, like, a problem. I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's just take a really bad dupe. Yeah, Morbs would be a pretty good idea. I think starting up a Morb farm might have been one of the things we should have done at the start. I don't know. I think, like, in terms of the labor that it would require, though, I'm almost just better off trying to get the pips to plant lumber. I'm not sure. Because I would need so many Morbs at this point. Alright, Abe. Welcome to the team. You're really garbage, but whatever. New dupe. Speaking of everything, we want to sort these guys out a little bit more. This is my small bladder section. Where do we want to put our good friends here? Let's take... yeah, let's move, like, just them down a little bit. You can go to Schedule 2. You can go to Schedule 3. Just to kind of space out when they're using the bathroom again. Give them a little bit more downtime. Rest, relax, do stuff. flooding in the ice maker. Ooh, we have enough water now to actually flood these ice makers. That's interesting. That's not good for us, but... So, yeah. We have enough liquid water to actually flood this now. Not bad. Utilities, temp shift plate. Can't make any more. How about you drop your ice on the ground, drop your ice on the ground, drop your ice on the ground. We need more ice makers. So we've kept this temperature under 75 degrees, so all this still operates. These are unreachable. We need a little bit of scaffolding. That's fine. Flooding. We actually have enough water now to do this. I mean, a simple answer is that we do a little bit of research, but then I would need to set up my research stuff again. An excess of water. How nice. Yeah, what do we do with it, though? Our wastewater supplies are holding steady. We can, in fact, plant more oxyferns if we want to. So we don't need to supplement that. More water, huh? I mean, we can set up just another sort of ice maker dealio. In fact, we probably want to end up setting one up here, but we're a little bit ways away from doing that. Because I do want these ice makers running. Having them produce ice is kind of important to keeping all this cool. Oh, More ice makers. Where to put them is the question. Oh. I mean, I guess we want to expand out this area. Is a big part of this. We could start working on that, slap down some more ice makers. Yeah, I don't know. This tree is kind of in the way. It's not like I have crazy space for more trees as well. Alright, cancel this as well. I mean, if we haven't attacked it already and we're not dead, then we'll keep on. Ice makers. Where do I want to put more water storage? I don't really want to just expand out this over to here. I'm fine having the oxyferns where they're at right now. Oh, yeah. Maybe we could set up just a bunch of ice makers right up here. And that'll basically just take up a lot of the water that we're otherwise using. Let's go ahead and try that. Power, heavy watt wire, more ice makers. And then we're going to say utilities, ice maker, and yeah, just basically fill up this entire area. Get more ice being made. This will generate more heat, which is kind of bad for keeping these cool, but then we'll be able to just build ice temp shift plates right over here. I think we'll be fine in that way. And we basically just want to take some of the water that's currently over here and get it filling up ice makers. That way we can keep all of our ice makers running. Okay. Scalding? No, please no. Joshua, my most important bro. Alright, pull it back, Josh. Pull it back. And let's also start getting a whole new line of temp shift plate. Priority 7 on all this. Yeah, we've run out of things for you to do, haven't we, Joshua? We had you digging out over here. You know, let's continue having you dig out over here. Explore more of the map, please. This is still fine in terms of temperature. Have we found anything at all useful over here? No, not really. Okay. Sure, just keep digging. We'll just set this to priority... Yeah, well, I guess we'll keep this at priority 7. That way Josh does it. Right, because I set all this to priority 6. Yeah, alright, sure. Oh. Okay. So oxygen levels are looking okay. Why aren't you growing? I don't see. Okay. Yeah, we want to start building some temperature plates over here to get this temperature down. Just to get the air temperature down, basically. And we're going to take all of the debris that settles from here, and we're just going to kind of seal it underneath this, right? We're going to dig out to here, and then we're going to set up a layer of insulation and have all that hot debris just be at the bottom, not doing anything. That's the goal. And that'll make it a lot easier to cool down that area. Pipe blockage. What do you have right here? Natural gas. Interesting. Oh, carbon dioxide. Okay. Yeah, you might not find that for a while. I mean, we can just disable this building, actually. Yeah, we need to get this done as well. There's so much we need to do. There's so much we need to do. I need the extra natural gas storage. That way we can get all the natural gas out. I need more food. Keep our duplicates alive. We need to explore, find new stuff. And then, of course, we're still interested in finding steel up top. That way we can get this whole thing running without some massive cooling system attached to it. Because if we can send 95-degree water into the electrolyzer, that's a lot less thermal mass, resulting that we need to cool down. Right, because then it converts into like oxygen, which is going to be a lot less thermally massive than the water. So not being able to get it to 95 degrees. Also, what? Okay, some ice melted. Mop up this stuff, please. And then it looks like we need to disable this building. Before this fills up. This is slowly increasing. Oh, it's about steady. Okay. That's fine. Disable it anyways. We probably eventually want to do something with all the hydrogen. Eventually. For now, it's not that important. We're just letting it settle up here. Okay. Yeah, there's so many things we want to have all done at once, basically. Base, ladder, granite, get down to here, and I guess we also want to get down to, like, here. Yeah, and then we want to dig out this area, and we want to start sort of sequestering all this stuff. All this, this debris on the ground we want to set behind a layer of I think we make it too wide, too tall, and then we can just dig throughout here. We'll have like an actual corridor set up here. I don't know, it's a little bit slower, but I think it's worth the effort. Just to give us a little bit of extra space to work with underneath here. But then we're going to set up the insulation layer, I think, right here. What happened? I heard an alert noise. Okay. Also, while we're at it, let's check on skills again. For our newer duplicants especially. Abe, what are you good at? Doctoring? Digging, construction. Well, improved carrying, always useful. You already have improved carrying. Let's give you improved farming, since it's free for you. +2 strength. No, let's give you improved carrying. Leave you as is. Don't really need electrical engineering. Could get improved carrying too. I kind of want to up my morale a little bit before I commit to anything like that. Also, it would be nice if you guys finished up this wire. Just saying, so we can turn that stuff on. Then we'll pump some water from there, start using it. Speaking of water and ice makers, how are we coming along on our next temp shift plate? Not bad. Okay. Let's go ahead and just stick this one down, like over here. Yeah, just set it down right here. Priority 8. This is a very labor-intensive means of cooling things down, which is a little unfortunate. Drop this on the ground. Which water do you have access to? 30.5 kilograms. Sure. Drop this. Drop this. Drop this. Let it kind of cool down this area a little bit. Oh, we need more food. Up the priority on these. Mop this up for sure. That way they don't get soggy feet every time they do that. Have you found anything for us, Josh? Anything at all? Is it all just sand? Is it sand as far as the eye can see? This is the edge of the map. Okay. So nothing over here. This is a bust. I mean, there's another oil biome down here, but getting to there is going to be problematic as well. This is all like 85, 86 degree stuff again. This is all hot. Here are magma channels. I still kind of want to start getting back up to space, because that steel is still just very important to us. Let's get the temp shift plate done. Let's get at least that done. That way this area can kind of get to a reasonable point. Steel's like half the equation, because the alternative to putting in steel components over here, the alternative is basically like a lot of temp shift plates to try and soak up the heat until we can get some water to provide a cooling loop, right? Like, it's a lot of ice machines is what it is. Because let's say we have 95 degrees Celsius salt water coming out, right? That has a specific heat capacity of about 4. Are we just like not building this? What's going on here, guys? Has a specific heat capacity of about 4. Let's say we get about 2 kilograms per second of water out of the saltwater geyser on average. And then we want to cool it down to at least 75 degrees from 95 degrees. Like, all this is a lot of cooling, right? 2,000 times 4 times, say at least 20 degrees. I mean, we need a minimum of 20 degrees just to have the stuff survive. We probably want actually more like 30 degrees. Oh, Josh. Whoops. Cool yourself off a little bit here, Josh. What are we going to do with Josh? We could just lower his priority for digging. Where are you, Josh? Right here. Now you're like a normal dude. Go and do normal things. Live a normal life, Josh. You don't have to be our dedicated digger. I free you from your servitude. Otherwise, you're just going to be going into too many scalding areas when we're not quite ready. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so let's say 30 degrees is the temperature difference. Right, times 2,000 times 4. Yeah, we need like 100 ice makers to really make all that work. Maybe not that bad. Maybe only like 60, but... Starvation, Joshua. There's food around here, Josh. Just go ahead and grab it. How long till this thing comes back online? 3.5 cycles. That kind of messes with our CO2 over here, but that's fine. As we do that, though, let's make sure that we have our deodorizers all set up, because we deconstructed a couple of them earlier. Definitely want to keep those all going. This is at an okay temperature. Let's also just dig down here, actually, and say oxygen deodorizer right in these little areas right here. Also, maybe we consider just cracking into here. Yeah, what if we did that? Let's free up this oxygen. You know what? There's something for Josh to do. Joshua! You're not free from your servitude. Get back here. I want you to do this stuff. Break into this oxygen, get a little bit more oxygen flowing into the base. Sound like a plan? Okay. So we've reclaimed some of the farms from the natural gas by running these pumps a little bit more. This temperature, or not temperature, pressure is still fine. Let's go ahead and enable this building. Starvation again, but we're still fine on that front. Okay, so I want to set up this relatively soon as well. Getting this extra storage for the natural gas will help us a lot in the next 30 cycles or so. And we need to dig out this still to set up our little area for desalination, pumping, cooling, all that stuff. All that fun stuff. We also need them to make it to space and find the gravitas center. I'm like a broken record at this point. I'm tempted to up the speed, but then the worry is that someone starts suffocating and I get to them too slowly. Yeah, we didn't find anything over here, did we? Another oil biome. I don't really care. Okay. Let's just seal these areas back in. Insulated tile. I mean, I don't know. We could start setting up ranches. Right, like a hatch ranch wouldn't be a bad idea. Just kind of dig out this area. Let this... I mean, that's really close to our farms. But hatches will also help cool this area down. I don't remember what the default spawning temperature of a hatch is, but... Okay, so let's plan out a little hatch ranch. Just to have a little hatch ranch to work with. We're going to say insulated tile. I think we're going to set it up... let me see. So what is 96 tiles roughly? It's probably going to be like 6 wide. I think we're actually going to have like another layer. So it'll be about this high, roughly speaking. Okay. Let's just dig out here. So deconstruct, dig out here, base, ladder, granite. We'll have our access ladder going along right here. And then we're going to say base, tile, igneous rock. Seems fine. Actually, on this layer we'll want insulated igneous rock. And it'll just go out across like this, and then up like this to some height. Base tile, igneous rock is fine. Then we want to basically have a layer here, layer here, layer here, layer here, and then last layer up like so, roughly speaking. So how much space is this? We have 18. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a little bit too much. We could put gas storage up here. It's kind of far away from where we have our... Maybe I just want to set up the ranches out here. No, we want to set up at least one ranch up here. Just to start producing some coal. And we'll say dig out this. And we'll cancel these for now. Just probably put a door there. Okay. So, this is where we're going to set up a little hatch ranch. Is the plan. And this is not a super high priority, so I'm not going to prioritize it very highly, but eventually, having hatches there will be really nice. Just to get us a little bit of coal, which will free up our ability to kind of put power where we want to put power. Yeah, break in, get this oxygen flowing upwards. A little bit more oxygen for the base. This is going again. Yeah, man. Okay, so I think we're stable on food. We probably want just a little bit more, start building up a backup. But a ranch, once getting ranching started will also help free up a lot of space. Right, because the ranches we can use, we can put in these outdoor areas over here. In fact, I mean, we don't even need this to be... Don't do this for now. We'll just expand the ranches as time goes on. Expand them like all the way out to probably the obsidian, because the obsidian will just take too long to dig through. More scalding. Jean, what happened, buddy? You decided to take a break in a scalding area. Yeah, how about you go back down to some more reasonable area, Jean? Does that sound like a plan? Does that sound like something we can do? While we're at it, how about we dig out this area? Oh, this area is hot. We're kind of making progress really slowly. So I'm kind of tempted to just start insulating this area, but then that's going to take even more work. Let's leave it here for now. Do you have heat stroke? You have heat stroke. Heat stroke's fine. Doesn't actually impact anything that's very relevant to us. So we're going to live with it. Flooding still in these areas. Power still not to these areas. Yo, get this last part finished here, would you? Get these running. Get the water pumped out here. And also, while we're on the subject, another temp shift plate, please. Let's just keep on sticking them right here. Keep these trees cool. I think that's our main priority, just keeping these trees running. Oxygen-wise, we throttled back our oxygen. Oxygen supply is still okay, though. I feel like we have enough right now. Let's crank the oxygen back up. Yeah, this is not where we want you to recover your breath. This is not at all where we want you to recover your breath. Do I have to dig out this entire line, too? Yeah, okay. Get down here. This area's just a little bit too hot. Sure. We're actually going to give an order, because I want all this oxygen basically flushed out of here. I don't want them going to these hot areas to catch their breath. It's not at all useful to us. Something like this. So we've dug out here. The CO2 will start replacing the oxygen here. Get a little bit of oxygen flowing back into our base. Okay, these are running now. Perfect. Yeah, get all these ice makers going. Man. It's so slow going through these hot areas because all the temp shift plate that we need to build just to kind of get the temperature down to a point where it isn't killing us. Super painful. Also, kind of want these to be a higher priority. Josh, where are you? Where are you, Josh? I did set your priority back for digging, right? Yes. Okay, good. Oh. I don't know. We don't... I mean, so... For cooling solutions, we're kind of limited because the hottest temperature our parts can survive at is 75 degrees. So at maximum, we're heating up this hydrogen to 75 degrees, right? So we'd have something that would heat it up to 75 degrees and then delete it through a hydrogen generator. But kind of at the same time, we kind of want the hydrogen just taking all the oxygen in these areas and forcing it out. Like right now, all the hydrogen that we're producing is effectively the same as producing oxygen. Oh, Josh. Alright, you're already up to light wounds. Move down here, and I guess we need to keep rotating people through the triage cots. Just get the last of this oxygen out of here. Like, the hydrogen is kind of aiding in our oxygen production because it forces out all the oxygen from these areas, slowly but surely. Ooh, what did we find over here? More water. That's good. And it's at a decent temperature. 48 is fine. This is the edge of the map. This is just the edge of the map. I mean, water's always welcome. It's not like, I don't know, getting it from here is going to be annoying, right? Like, that's probably not worth the labor. As great as water is, having duplicates run all this way with like a pitcher pump sort of thing doesn't seem like a great idea, but maybe there's other stuff here. So yeah, what if we gave an order to dig out to here and to here? This is all reachable, right? Go ahead and priority 6 this. And we'll grab a muck root on the way, I guess. More algae would be nice, I guess. I don't know. I don't think there are really any other areas that we need to kind of diffuse some oxygen to. Right, because that's a big advantage of the algae. We can just set it up anywhere. Like maybe we set up another little breathing area over here. That way they aren't running up to here now. But they have this. I think that's good enough. And kind of as we dig out this area, actually, we'll probably be getting this oxygen layer a little bit further down because of the way we've built this. Yeah, I think we're fine on the algae. Yeah, all this area is just so hot. Okay. All the ice makers are running. That's great. Speaking of ice makers, how are we doing on ice? I need to just say liquefiable. There we go. Then I can keep track of whether or not I have 800 kilograms of ice to toss around. Up the priority on these slightly, because it is not too long until this starts going again. 2.3 cycles. More temp shift plate. We have a lot of labor going into these farms at the moment. If we could free up that labor by building some ranches, maybe. Because ranches, again, just a little bit less labor intensive. You're too cold now? No, irrigation. Okay. Crank this back down, I guess. Really? You're out of irrigation already? That was fast. And then this needs to be turned off again. Scalding. Ren. Are you scalding? Wait, who? What? It was Ren, but he ran away. Scalding, Otto. Yeah, because you're sitting over here, Otto. It's not where you want to sit. I've explained this before. Yeah, we just need to get rid of this little pocket of oxygen so they stop running over to the hot area to catch their breath as they work in here. Maybe a little bit of oxygen in here? I don't know. I really just want to dig up. Seven. I want to find Gravitas Center. I want to get that steel. Are we like okay on the temperature here? Not really. Like, why not catch your breath over here? Ren! Ren! Okay. Okay. This needs to be like priority 7 as well. Get rid of that, please. Have that oxygen go somewhere else. Oh. Yeah, I'm not super thrilled about you guys building these temp shift plates out of the dirt that we're digging out here. The point is to bring in the cold dirt to cool this area down. Again, Otto. Okay, but you're done now, right? Ooh, hatch. Sounds good. Go ahead and eat some sand. Turn it into coal. These temperatures aren't that bad. Like, this is annoying, but it's still very doable. 75 degrees. Oh. For the World Seed, I have the World Seed in the first episode. World Seed 13748744954. They did change the way world generation works, though. And so you actually want to... I included a save file in the first episode, like a Dropbox thing you can grab. And if you want to play along with basically this seed, you'll need to do that, because they changed the way that world generation works shortly after I started the series. Trivaldo. Give the oxygen some time to leave, Trivaldo. I guess because it's down here that's a little bit awkward. Right? Gases kind of want to move down into the right. It's sort of a quirk of the game is that it isn't just like the density pushing them upward or downward. It's the density... ooh. New dupe. Or water. I mean... I'm at 26 dupes at cycle 97. Maybe we take another break, get some more water. I could believe that. These guys are also... I mean, I don't know. This one's... He's fine. Suit wearing, building, mouth breather, and bottomless stomach are pretty terrible. So it'd be between Rowan and water. I'm going to take another sort of break from printing duplicates. I feel like we're kind of meeting the challenge of putting a ton of duplicates in our base. Right? I think that 25 plus duplicates by cycle 100 is still kind of meeting where we wanted to be. So we'll have another cheat day and get a little bit more water here. Did we power this one? I don't think we did. Heavy watt wire. Yeah, this needs to be extended out just a little bit more. Priority 7, all this stuff. Get these ice machines going, and you can go ahead and drop your ice on the ground. Just start cooling down everything. Man, this is really annoying. This is like the first thing that's really made me think I should get some mods. The fact that I have to now empty out all these ice makers when I want them to drop their ice on the ground, that there isn't just like an option to have them automatically drop. Because I get that this setting is useful for a lot of various builds, that you don't want the ice on the ground because it'll melt and cause problems, right? But I'd like the option to toggle that on or off. And it seems like that wouldn't have been that hard to include, right? Because they had it working the other way earlier. So just have like a little thing. Heat stroke, don't care. Like, heat stroke doesn't affect anything. Let's go to auto here, just to illustrate. Heat stroke, well, light wounds affects things, but -5 to science, -5 to machinery, -5 construction, -5 cuisine. Okay, so you can't cook as well, auto. Great. You got cooked and now you can't cook. I get it. No, oh, Joshua's still using the triage cot. Where are you going? Recover breath. How about you go down here to recover your breath? Space. I want to get to space. I mean, we've already kind of gotten to space, but I want more to see more of space. Largely because we want to find a building and take it apart for steel, but also because we love space. Space is great. Space, 10 out of 10. Drop your ice. Oh my god. If it melts right on the ground here, that's perfectly fine. Right, like this is an area where we want a decent amount of cooling to go. Really? Why is this polluted dirt so hot? Okay, this isn't getting to like 75 degrees, right? Okay, good. How are we building up our ethanol? Fine. Wastewater supplies are fine, so we're still good on supplying these oxyferns. This guy's almost done. 3 more cycles. Okay, let's keep going. This kind of sucks that I basically need to like replace whatever arbor trees I managed to plant with food at this point to keep going. Ranches. We want ranches up. Hatch ranches I think are going to be most useful. Getting to this Dreco would also be nice. Because I do have a balm lily. I do have a balm lily seed. Right here. I don't think we found any chlorine on the map yet, but presumably there'll be some, yeah, there's some bleachstone and stuff over here. So we could set up a little Dreco ranch, and that can get us thimbleweed. And then after we spend a bunch of water on research, how much water would I need to spend? So 3.5 tons. 3.5 tons of water to get atmosuits. But atmosuits would actually be really big for this whole process as well. Scalding. Joshua again. We just got you fixed up, Joshua. We literally just got you fixed up, and you're doing this again to me. Alright, get back out here. Also, don't I have higher priority stuff for you to dig? Do I need to set it to be higher priority? No, this is done. That is done. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to say, for now, priority 5, all the digging jobs. Get to it when you get to it. We'll come back and revisit this later. But I also just kind of want to get the debris settled down, like right here, and then start working on the rest of this. Go dig out here, Josh. See if we can find something. Another geyser, another vent, another something. I mean, I don't know. This is, again, the edge of the map. Yeah, this is the edge of the map. I don't know. Maybe I'm not going to find anything at all over there. You know what? Space. I want to discover something this episode. Oh, also, I guess it's up the priority on this for you, Josh. Get this pitcher pump built. Get the water transported down. I mean, they're not going to be using it very much because we've got this, but still. We also want to start considering expanding our ethanol industry. We're getting around to that point. I don't know. We're still probably just a little bit short on lumber to support like another ethanol distiller. But we'd basically just add another ethanol distiller right here, I think. That would require a little bit of work. Making sure this area doesn't have too much water in it, or at least flowing down into it as we do that. And let's improve this to like priority 6. And I still want to get this stuff built. I want to get this natural gas storage online. As long as this doesn't go into overpressure, and as long as we're still capturing all the natural gas we can, like, I'm kind of fine with this. It also helps that there's this little pocket of oxygen over here, kind of bouncing back and forth, which will, even when this area goes into overpressure, as long as that oxygen pocket occasionally brushes against this tile right here, which it's kind of by default going to be going towards, that'll make sure that we continue producing natural gas. Like, this room can pressurize itself a little bit. Yeah, you're still good to go. Okay. It is awkward that 3 of these can flood and not these 2. Anyways, drop your ice. And let's build a couple more temp shift plates. What are you guys at? 37, 37, 37, 38-ish, 38, 37. Okay. Yeah, utilities, temp shift plate. Slap down a couple more. Yeah, just right over here, I think. Like so. Yeah, I'm placing the temp shift plates just because the dirt is at a colder temperature, and the temp shift plates have a lot more mass. Like, one of these temp shift plates is 800 kilograms, right? So 800 kilograms of dirt is going to have a lot more thermal mass than, 355 grams of carbon dioxide. Like, it's not like the dirt is that special in terms of its specific heat capacity, right? 1.48 versus 0.846. It's just the difference in mass is so huge that we're able to cool down the gas. The issue that we have is that there's a lot of debris on the ground here, and this debris is exchanging heat kind of, alongside the temp shift plates. So the temp shift plates are able to absorb a good amount of heat, but there's a good amount of heat being given off. So basically what we want to do is take all this debris and kind of shove it a layer down, right? And that's the plan. I'm going to build insulating tile like right here. Just like so. Whoops. Insulated tile, igneous rock, boom. And basically take all that thermal mass that's giving off heat and just stick it behind a layer of insulation. And that'll give us less stuff that we have to cool down. And so I'm going to just try and dig out this area that we want to use for desalination and all that sort of good stuff. And scalding, ash can. Yeah, we're getting greedy going to space here. The burns. Oh, it burns. Let's throw auto down here. Yeah. Alright, give up for now. This is rough. I just want to see more stuff. Alright, get down here. Tapping into this oxygen also will help us work in here, but right now it's just heat mainly that's causing these issues. Maybe dig out a little bit more. I mean, digging this out just kind of distributes the heat problem down to here, right? Which is why we actually have like a pretty consistent hot temperature through here, is that we've taken a lot of debris and shoved it down here. But also, I guess because we opened up this whole area. Ugh. While we're at it, utilities, temp shift plate, more dirt, please. You know the drill. Dirt's what we have tons of. More scalding. Ash can again. Yeah, okay. Come back down here, ash can. Oh, this is rough. It's like just above the temperature. That'll scald them. Just barely. Can you lay an egg? Will you lay an egg? Confined in glum? You eventually lay an egg, right? You're age 34 out of 150. Okay, so you have a while. Yeah. Oh. Another option is we just like expand our little medical area here and just start running a lot more people through. Like, accept the burns, but just treat them faster. I mean, maybe in the end, that's less labor intensive than building all these temp shift plates. Is just to accept that these guys are going to get toasted, but heal them up quicker. Where to build that, though, if we want to build that? Like, I'm already... What do I have in terms of beds? 1, 2, 3, 7, 12, 19, 24. Did I count that right? 25. We're even short a bed right now. Ugh. While we're on the subject of missing beds, let's go ahead and build another one. Get everybody sleeping in beds, because otherwise they get an athletics debuff, which is a debuff we actually care about. We also need to enable this building again. Man. We could also... This might be helpful. Yeah, let's go for it. So let's also say base, fire pole, aluminum ore. Wow, we are getting kind of low on aluminum. Go down. Yeah, all the way to here. And let's give that like a priority 7. Just to try and improve the speed at which duplicates can get to work areas. We can consider building one here, but that's also still a lot more work in terms of digging stuff out. I think we'll hold off on that for now. Did we find anything over here? More volcanoes. Okay. They're not leaking, are they? This is all... Okay. They're just... This is a dead area of the map. So that's what's over here. More volcanoes. So we have volcanoes over here. We have some leaky volcanoes up here, which have gotten this area nice and toasty. Over here we have some volcanoes. Very nice. And then down here, of course, we have our magma channels. Ooh, wait. What is down here? Saltwater biome. And we have our magma channels. Waterweed, saltwater. I didn't notice this before. These temperatures are reasonable too. I mean, maybe that's a better solution than this that we have going on right here. Maybe we just take the saltwater. I mean, that's like a temporary solution, but if we don't find steel, it might actually be better, because there's a decent amount of thermal mass in the system to kind of cool down saltwater coming from this saltwater geyser. This is still so hot. Why is this all still hot? Why is it so hot? Oh. But yeah, we could... That's a lot more area to dig down through, though. I guess is one of the downsides. This is also more salt water for us to work with. Like, if we're already setting up pumps down here, we can grab this salt water really easily, like as part of our sort of program. So we wouldn't even need to uncap the saltwater geyser and have a cooling solution for it. It also means we explore out this area a little bit more, maybe find out what's over here. These temperatures are decent, right? This is like back down to like 72 degrees where we're not going to scald, whereas this is like 85 degrees where we do scald. Okay. You know what? You know what? Cancel this. Cancel all this. Leave that. This is an aborted attempt at something. I want to dig down to here. And we'll set up our stuff over here where there's a lot of like colder thermal mass. And then we might not even need steel, which will be a really big deal. If we can avoid using steel, then I don't even need to find the gravitas center. And I have no guarantee of finding the gravitas center as things stand right now anyways, so... Okay, new plan, new plan. I like this. We'll dig out here. This is still going to be really problematic. Yeah, we still need temp shift plates, but because like now we need to dig down through this area, which is also going to be trouble. But I think it's worth it. Build these. Priority 7. Priority 6 on this digging. And we'll set up like a ladder like right here. I think maybe we don't even go this far. Maybe we ladder right here. Yeah, something like this. Get us down to here. And this will also give us some more exploration. Because that was ultimately our solution if we don't find steel. Anyways, is just throw down a bunch of temp shift plates of dirt. Just add a lot of somewhat colder thermal mass and try and get this water cooled down until we can get some other stuff going. Yeah, okay, we're going with that. That's the plan. That is the plan. Food supplies starting to go back up, which is great. We want all these guys to drop their ice. Scalding. Josh, yeah. Trying to get to space. You're leaving, though. That's good. Priority 7 this. Utilities. Temp shift plate. Priority 6 these. Okay. Yeah, I think new plan. I had not noticed that saltwater biome before. I think because we hadn't seen it. We hadn't dug out this far yet. We're going to scrap this. We're going to scrap this. We're going to go for something different. I mean, maybe we end up using this for like some storage area or something, but... Let's also, I suppose, just get up some insulation around here. 5 is fine. Something like this. I mean, this area is still pretty hot. I don't think I want people working in this area. Do something like this. Okay. So, more ice machines running, which should help a lot with keeping this area nice and cool. I want them to drop all of their ice onto the ground. That way it can start exchanging heat. Save me the trouble of building more temp shift plates. We probably do need to build another temp shift plate, though. Let's go ahead and do that. What are you guys at temperature-wise? 34 degrees. 33 degrees. Yeah, we can... Let's just build another temp shift plate over here to make sure this stays at a nice chilly range. This is still going. Okay. Yeah, we need more space, ultimately. If we're going to keep on accepting duplicates at this rate, we need to start expanding out. We basically need to start colonizing. Oh, no. How'd you get down here? Don't dig that out. What are you doing? Joshua. Joshua, buddy. You have gotten yourself into a bit of a mess here. Alright, cancel digging that out. Joshua, you need to dig this out right away. Like, right away. You're gonna die otherwise. Alright, get out of there, Josh. Yes. Oh, Otto, my boy, how you doing? Health 93. You no longer have light wounds. Guess what? You're back on the squad. Oh, Josh. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, Josh. Already 7 on this. Get healed up. I mean, I'm tempted to just like throw down a bunch more cots here. Just to have some place where these guys can start. Just to get anybody out who has light wounds off of the light wound status. That'd be helpful by a lot. Stress is getting up there because we have been skipping duplicates, and printing duplicates is one of the main ways we've been decreasing our stress as well. So, you know, the silver lining of the cloud. But I don't think we need to worry for now. I still want these built. Definitely crank this up in priority, and this up in priority. I think we can set this back down to 25%. Alright, so we're building up a supply of ethanol, slowly but surely. Actually, we're out of lumber on these, so we are going to be drawing down our lumber supply. Drawing down our ethanol supply, I should say. Drop this ice on the ground. Get it all exchanging heat. Poke shells, huh? Sure. Yeah, we're just going to have all the salt water flow down here. And we'll set up our pumps down here with our power running down there. Still kind of want to get rid of this stuff and force it down, right? Take all this debris and set it back behind here. But we can kind of wait a little bit on that. Okay. What else? So many things to do. We also still want to bump up our morale. These are already at 7. This is at 7. Anything else over here? Any geyser? I mean, maybe it's time to like... Oh, wow, this is... Wait, how is the heat getting over to here? What happened? How does this what? How are you at 200 degrees? What have you been exchanging heat with? This is all abyssalite. How is this okay. Well, I was thinking of like gathering up some mafic rock and building some temperature plates out of mafic rock. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Because even though mafic rock has a lot less thermal mass, the temperature would be lower. Not dirt. Whoops. Ice. Crank that priority up. Just bring some cold stuff into the base. I don't want to... Oh, wow. Okay. Get this definitely mopped up. Looks like some ice melted while somebody was carrying it. That takes a lot of our farms offline. Yeah, someone was carrying ice from over here to over here and it melted along the way. Don't turn our farms off, please. High priority mop jobs, please. So our polluted oxygen vent is back up and running. So we will be getting a little bit more oxygen from that. We'll also need to worry again about slime lung, but I'd rather they have slime lung and oxygen to breathe than no oxygen to breathe. So, good thing for us. There's so many things we need to get done. Oh boy. How are we looking temperature-wise over here? Like, we have all the trees down to a good temperature. We're still doing pretty well in our farming area here, which is kind of where everything is critical. Drop more ice on the ground. If it melts, that's fine with me. This is still really grindy. Oh boy. This is still really grindy. Have we got a slickster yet? 98% incubation. We're getting there. This is going to be a high priority. I definitely want my ranching people to be working on that if they can. Tame the slicksters. Get a whole slickster army going. This is all hot. Oh. Oh. This is the edge of the map. Water. Muckroot. I want to get to space. This is the easiest way to get to space. Do I not have sandstone over here? Maybe that's the issue. I don't care what we build this ladder out of. Build it out of anything. Igneous rock is fine with me. I want to find the gravitas center. I want to get steel. Once I get steel, I can start my saltwater geyser. Everything comes into place. But we can't get there until I have something. Oh. Yeah, this map is not very survivable. I agree. This is a pretty difficult map. I asked a friend to give me a hard map. I asked him not to give me an impossible one. So, and I think this is doable. But this is a hard map. There is so little for us here. So many volcanoes. There's so many volcanoes. I feel like that's messed up a lot of this, because like normally on Oasisse, you don't have this much 85-degree sand, I think. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. But I think you get a little bit more of it, which is supposed to be like 75 degrees, 60 degrees, and a little bit more diggable. I could be wrong. What do we got? Blueprints. I don't like tryptophobia. I definitely don't like anemic, even though researching is great. Anemia is just killer in our base because they spend so much time walking because they need to go and walk places to recover their oxygen that anemic is real bad. Science and athletics are pretty good. Construction, like, these are all good interests. This is fine too, though. I think we're going to go with Ruby. And I think right off the bat, we're just going to tell Ruby that we want her to get improved hauling. Get the gopher skill. Pretty big. And if there's anything free at this point, I want you guys to pick up anything free. I don't care about electrical engineering. I do kind of want to just get my morale a little bit higher. That way... Huh. Do I want another super duper hard digger? Yes. Maybe we like that a little bit more than construction. Trivaldo. Improved construction, sure. Improved farming, definitely. We also need to dedicate more people to farming. I think when all is said and done. More digging. More farming. Yeah, see, this is where we start running into, like, morale issues. An extra critter rancher seems like it would be good. Like, we have a lot of extra morale we can grab. We just haven't done it yet. Like, we don't even have everybody with their own dining table. But that's more work to get the morale up that I don't want to spend. Max. Yeah, I just... Let's leave it at that. We basically want to expand out these mess tables. Would be good. You know what? Let's just do that. Let's get a little bit more morale going. Let's deconstruct this. I mean, I guess we could also convert this into a great hall. That wouldn't be too difficult. But I think just getting everybody a table to sit at for now is going to be good. Base, pneumatic door. Set one up here. We're actually just going to uproot this as opposed to digging this out. No. Okay. That's fine. Tile. Right here. Pneumatic door. And we'll make ourselves a new eating area. Oh, I guess we also want to do something like pneumatic door right here. We'll just set it to open. Furniture, mess tables. Yeah, let's... I don't know if this door will mess with them a little bit, but let's go ahead and do that. I did it again. Mess tables. All across here, please. And just priority 7 all this. Get a little bit more morale in the base. Yeah, see, Camille is our anemic dupe. And because she spends so much time in low oxygen areas, she gets stressed much more than the other dupes. So we definitely don't want to accept anybody with anemia again. That was a mistake. Okay, this needs to be disabled again. Yeah, this pressure is fine. We're just pumping out a bunch of natural gas to the base. Right, once we back up the system, we run into issues where the natural gas is just going out to here. Don't want that to happen. And this door we can set to open. I guess also getting people to sleep in a barracks would be good. Right, just get the +1 from that. So, kick someone out of their bed. Camille. We're in fact kicking out Camille. Who's my least stressed dupe? You know what? Where's May's bed? Kick out May. May, you around here? Okay, I give up. Camille. We're deconstructing your bed so we can build a door here. I'm sorry. Scalding. Yeah, okay. Get out of here, Josh. Run home. While we're at it, Ashcan, Jean, Liam, Otto, Ren. Everybody get healed up. Space. Oh, there's a big block of obsidian in the way. That's not ideal. Long commutes, definitely. They're running all the way over to here. Joshua. Back hard at work. You know, finish up the last tile, Josh, and then get out of there. I'm fine with that. Let's also... Utilities, temp shift plate. Ice. Oh boy. I just want my saltwater geyser online. The dream. Water. Once we have that renewable supply of water, we can just start oxygenating everything. Instead of just having this little breathable area up here. Oh. These trees have cooked. That's not good. This has still not been built. I think we just want to remove these trees. Like I don't see us cooling down this area anytime soon. Just gonna move them somewhere else. Take the seeds, stick them in these storage bins. Let the pips get to them. This is set to sweep only. Arbor acorns. Okay. Let's copy settings down to here. Hey, we got a little slickster. Little slickster larva. Great. Living the dream. Yes. You go, little guy. You consume that CO2. And let's up the priority on this. This is not an unreachable dig. What are you talking about? You just walk down this ladder and you dig out here. Just lazy is what you are. Can't reach it, boss. Yeah, right. I wonder how these poke shells are going to feel when we just start dumping a bunch of 95-degree water on their heads. Steamed crabs. Space. Want to go to space. Want to go to... What are you doing? Oh, it's gigantic. It's a gigantic boulder in the way. Oh, we can go around it, but... What are the odds? I want to go to space. Space. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're just going to power through that area. I need that steel before any of this... Because the alternative is so time-consuming. Like, using ice makers to cool down... Using ice makers to cool down a saltwater geyser just seems like it'll be a lot of work. Like, a lot of work. Drop your ice. Drop your ice. Drop your ice. Drop all of your ice. There isn't even like a shortcut. There isn't a hotkey to drop the ice. I have to manually click all this. Clay! You're killing me. You're killing me, Clay. Drop it. Drop it. There we go. Like a bad dog. Alright. That will start cooling down those areas a little bit. Just need to keep these trees at a reasonable temperature, and I think we're doing that. They're back down to 27 degrees. The fact that we have kind of our cooling down here as well helps a lot. Right, that all the cold water goes down to these areas, because then it makes sure that these areas stay cold, which provides a little barrier to our farm areas. We've made absolutely no progress on this ranch. It's so low priority right now. I just want to get to space. I guess also just the fact that there's no oxygen up here. Like, once we crack into here, it'll become slightly easier, but... So what did we find? Whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Well, dig this out. More sand. More sand. Yeah. This is a really big trough, too. So I guess space is a little bit higher up. Which means finding the gravitas center is even harder than before. We still want to keep digging up here. These temperatures are fine. We can still explore. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Get up to here, and then we'll go around this thing. I need that steel. So there's reviewing our steel options, assuming we find the gravitas center, right? Assuming we do find the gravitas center. Let's actually increase these priorities as well. There should be 4 windows in it. Scalding. This area is too hot now? Ugh. That's not so good. Joshua and Nicola, get yourself in some cots. Get healed up. Yeah, no steam turbine. We don't have plastic. We don't have steel. We don't have gold amalgam even. So the hottest, like, our... If we ran a thermoregulator has a overheat temperature of 75 degrees. So we can't do that. We wouldn't be able to heat up the steam hot enough to turn on the steam turbine and get the cooling. Likewise, with the aquatuner, the overheat temperature I think is 125 degrees. I think it's 50 degrees better, if I'm not mistaken. But we still don't have gold amalgam or steel, so we can't go beyond 125 degrees. So our regulator would break right when we tried to use it. Yeah, we don't have a way of setting up a steam cooling loop at this point. And as for handling the number of duplicants off the lavatories, we split them up schedule-wise. They also have 4 blocks because they need that extra downtime for eating because they're all super hungry. So they spend a lot more time eating than normal. So that is also kind of going on. We're going to move Ruby down here. Where's Ruby? So there's only, like, at any given point in time, there's usually only 2 people trying to go to the bathroom. And sometimes less than that because you've given them a lot of downtime. Just because of the amount of time that they need to eat the calories that they consume every day. So we can set this to open. And this to open. So now everybody should have... Pretty much everybody, yeah, everybody should have a table to sit at and eat their food. In RimWorld, they would have already killed me for not providing those tables. Oxtronaut included a little bit more gentle when it comes to eating at things not a table. Okay. Giant boulder in the way. We're just going to go around. And maybe go around this way because there's some more oxygen we can break into up here, it looks like. And getting a little bit more oxygen seems like a good plan. Slowly let this area... Scalding. Oh, man. Well, we're just going to kind of tough it out here. Yeah, once we get these completed, then we can create our layer of insulation here, and that'll help us with a lot of this. Slime lung? Ugh. Well, we'll need to be careful about that. Complications due to slime lung can kill a duplicant, as it turns out in our base. I guess let's lower this priority a little bit. I want them building this before they build the rest. But we actually plan on accepting a lot more burns. So let's also try and get our space program going up over here. We're just going to accept that we get more burns, and we're going to run them through this system. Lindsay, Nails, go heal up a bit. That's why we expanded out all those triage cots. So that we can soldier through this. And we are just gonna keep on trying to get to space. Find the gravitas center. You guys need some help over here, don't you? Yeah, tap into a little bit more oxygen. I think we're going to dig out this way, even though this is the edge of the map. Because once we get into space, well, I was thinking maybe just running across the top of space to find the gravitas center really quick. I'm not sure they'll have enough oxygen to do that. This definitely needs to be enabled again. These can remain disabled, though. What is the gas pressure like in these areas? Kinda high? Kinda high. That's fine. Why are you not running? Is it because you have natural gas here? You have natural gas here. Okay. Yeah, we need to get the natural gas cleaned out of this area so these carbon skimmers run a little bit more efficiently. Okay. Oh, man. I still fooled myself into thinking we would get to the saltwater geyser at this point. Cycle 100. But still, just the temperatures in this room are so bad. So bad. Let's just dig out this as well. Accept a little bit of scalding. I want to get this debris just down a little bit further. Tuck it all away behind some area. Yeah, scalding. More scalds. I get it. A lot of people have been suggesting doing more exploration, but I don't know. Like, I don't think doing this exploration earlier would have really netted us that much. Like, it's a lot of labor, and it just doesn't really... Right? Like, we're not finding anything that's super game-changing. The best thing we found so far is the slickster. This slickster is going to be huge, because it actually means we're water positive, even with planted trees. Because we're generating the CO2. So that means we can actually just domesticate a bunch of trees and get things going that way, right? Expand our ethanol industry and just use the CO2 through slicksters. We need a lot of slicksters first. But that's really like the only game-changing thing we found by exploration. The rest is stuff that still would just have taken a lot of time. So I don't know. Like, there are little benefits we found in places, right? We found some algae up here. But that's not like... That's not game-changing. Because this is... How much algae do I have in total, let's say? I found about 2 tons of algae that I've dug out here. I could probably get more over here. But that's not a lot of oxygen, right? For 27 duplicates, 2 tons of oxygen is not a whole lot. It doesn't really, in the steady state, help your base. Are we ever gonna... Okay, this one's supplied. Cool. I'd like you to build these as well, please. Just in case any polluted oxygen gets passed here. I guess I also kind of want to stop having them drop stuff over here. Every time they drop stuff all the way down there, it's pretty painful. Yeah, see, like, there goes some meal lice. Let's build a tile right here. I think this is fine. I don't really want to restrict airflow. Actually, you know what? Since I don't want to restrict airflow, this makes a lot more sense. How about we build a mesh tile? Genius. Absolute genius. You guys watch genius in action. The idea formed in his head. I want to build a tile there, but I don't want to restrict airflow. The idea, boom. A flash of inspiration. I'll build an airflow tile. Oh, man. We have made some mistakes this run. Let me say that. Letting the pip AI get bugged at the start, that way we didn't get as many trees as we should have at the start. That was a mistake. That was a pretty big mistake. Airflow tile. Genius. Okay. We're still getting a pretty good amount of polluted oxygen out of this polluted dirt, which is nice. Suffocating? Why? Camille, what are you doing? Do we really have that little oxygen up here? I guess. Yeah, because you just kind of run slow too is the issue. Yeah, I guess we're like out of oxygen in this area. That actually makes that a pretty difficult place to... Joshua, what are you doing? Why are you over here? Are you breathing? Oh, don't breathe my little pocket of oxygen. No, Josh. Okay, don't be there. Did you? Okay, we still have our little pocket of oxygen, which will help this thing continue producing. Don't breathe that pocket of oxygen. That's actually very important. It's not for you. It's reserved. It's for the natural gas geyser. A base, insulated tile, igneous rock. Right here. Get that built. And time to disable this building again. We need more storage. I need this built. I need so many things built. Well, I'm pretty sure my girlfriend is going to be arriving relatively soon, so I want to try and finish up something. I want to have accomplished something this episode. I want to get to space. I want to find the Gravitas Center. It's got to be somewhere. But yeah, I thought space was a lot closer to us, right? Because I saw this and I thought this was kind of the general layer, but it continues going up. I think it goes up to here. Okay. Goes all the way up to there. This is all at a reasonable temperature, though. Let's just start digging up. Dig out this. Dig out this. Dig out here. And just keep digging up. Get to this oxygen over here. Yeah, because I think this is like... Yeah, we can see the abyssalite. So this is around where the space layer is. So meaning over here, we still have a ways to go, don't we? Yeah, we still have a pretty long ways to go to get that going. Oh... Drop your ice. Drop your ice. Drop your ice. Please drop your ice. Drop all your ice, please. Clay. Why do the buildings work like this? Suffocating. Camille, what are you doing? You're still trying to work in this area, and because you're slow, it takes time. Okay. Once we get out to here and get that oxygen going down, that should be better. We can also actually... The problem is if I set up like a hydrogen generator, the overheat temperature is only 75 degrees. I was thinking of just setting up like a pump, hydrogen generator, battery, and then some algae, not deoxidizers, oxygen diffusers, and maybe use up the rest of our algae that way. Also dig out this, please. That doesn't really change a whole lot though. And again, just the overheat temperature is 75 degrees. It would very quickly overheat in this area. Not very good. But we're kind of at the point where we want to start using up some of the hydrogen, or at least have better airflow to this area, right? That way we can get this oxygen down into our base. This is all fairly breathable. Alright. That's it for the stream, you guys. I will catch you guys next time. We didn't really accomplish much. We didn't get to space. It actually turned out to be just a lot more stuff. There's this gigantic boulder in the way. I'm thinking that we're actually going to need to dig out like all the way up through to here or so to reach, right, to be able to scout it for the Gravitas Center. So we're still a little ways away from being able to get steel. I'm actually at this point thinking maybe we just try and dig out the iron over here, right? Even though this is fairly hot. Digging out the iron over here, processing that into steel, and then we can actually maybe grab the Dreco as well, start getting Atmos suits. Atmos suits would also make all of this a lot easier, because now we wouldn't have the Scalds, we wouldn't need this whole like medical area over here. That would improve our progress a lot. It would take us some water to get there, research-wise, but we have the spare water now. So I think we're good on that front. But yeah, maybe pumping the hydrogen into some storage area would be a good idea. Just set up some gas storage up here, pump the hydrogen in. Wouldn't be a bad idea, because it's kind of getting down to a level where it's starting to... We're not getting as much benefit as we were in the past. Largely just because there isn't like as much of an air channel through here. I also probably want to replace this with like actual ladder, right, and clear this area here. And then I can set up like fire poles and stuff like that. In any case, that's it for this episode. Hopefully more progress in the next one. And I'll catch you guys next time.